So I've been talking about this video for a long time, and I've been hyping it up. And honestly, it's a conversation I really wanted to have. So the frame rate's going to be bad here for a second just because I have two games running at the same time. But that happens. So Knights Errant, 26, 26, 54 are their stats. You know, that matter. Melee attack, melee defense, charge bonus. They have 80 armor. Okay. Comparing them to the Warhammer 3 Winged Lancers. 80 armor, 26, 26, 60. So these guys are even better at charging than the Knights Errant. And they're more expensive, but that doesn't matter. Marauders of Slaanesh, 15 armor, 20 melee defense, no charge reflection or any of that stuff. Meanwhile, their Warhammer 2 counterparts, where are they? Marauders, 15 armor, 34, 28. So these guys have a worse charge bonus, and their opponents have better melee defense stats. Again, sorry for the frame rate. It's just going to do that for this one mini replay, but it gets the point across. So this is what charging in Warhammer 2 looks like, with a worse knight unit and a better marauder. Charges in. On the first charge, we actually deal a considerable amount of damage. Like, you can see the damage value, and you can't see the damage value on the Knights Errant. It's just like, it's barely there. You can see the damage value over here. They will continue to charge in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. We're at 1 minute 45 seconds. These guys are almost dead. These guys are 3/4 HP. Yay, hooray. Now, we didn't wait for them to actually die, but it did take 2 minutes to get them, you know, extremely close to death. And when the unit breaks, I end the replay. Look at how healthy the Knights Errant are. Okay? Look at that. Put that in your brain if you need to. Rewind to this point in the video whenever we're talking about the other stuff. But after this point, I'm going to shut this game off so we can just go to Warhammer 3 and not have frame rate issues. Okay, so that was how cavalry worked in Warhammer 2. That's how a lot of cavalry worked in Warhammer 2. It was good. It was honestly a good time after the Cav beta that fixed a lot of things. And sure, Cav beta wasn't perfect, but it fixed a lot of things. Now, these are better chargers versus worse melee combatants. On the charge, that's like a neutral trade in health. Maybe slightly favored to the Winged Lancers. Slightly. But the charges just like don't do very much damage. There you get a bit, but you take a bit. And yes, I know the Herald of Slaanesh is helping, but she's not helping that much compared to the general concept. And even if she's helping, it doesn't explain what's about to happen with the rest of this. So every time they charge in, they're taking roughly equal, slightly favored trades. Look at how fucking long it is taking us to cycle charge something to death with heavy cavalry versus 15 armored infantry with no charge defense whatsoever. No anti-large, just basic ass infantry. We're already at 3 minutes. The Knights Errant took 2 minutes to do this job, and they're worse, and their opponent was better. Still going. Still going. They're almost dead. Still going. Still going. There. They broke them after 4 minutes. It took them twice as long to kill that unit. Twice as long. And they took that much damage. I don't know how much that was from... Wow, actually, yeah, the Marauders did more than the Herald of Slaanesh. So, like, still, they would have taken more damage than the Knights Errant did. But, like, cavalry in this game just feels like a wet noodle. And I've been trying to figure it out because, like, it feels really bad. It feels really bad to use heavy cavalry. And, like, if you're playing domination mode and you go, yeah, they're super mobile and they can capture points, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool, but also they're fucking heavy cavalry. They should do stuff. They shouldn't just stand around places. Otherwise, like, that's the reason I don't take Jade Lancers ever. Ever, ever. I just take Peasant Horsemen if I absolutely need mass or something to stop. So now we have Warbear Riders. These guys are much more elite. Their charge bonus isn't that crazy, but they have 46 melee attack, 32 melee defense. They should charge in here and do okay. They do, like, no damage on the charge, like almost every cavalry in this game for some reason. But then we get into a weird another jank problem of Warhammer 3 that I don't remember happening as much too. And it is random units getting completely stuck in here and just, like, beaten to death. Look at how bad the Warbear Riders are trading now because of these guys that are stuck and taking some occasional damage. Sure, from the Herald of Slaanesh, but, like, my point is that these guys are getting caught behind. We can't get a proper charge off until they get out of here. But look at that health. Look at that health difference. That is wild. I try to get a nice this is a downhill charge on those same Marauders of Slaanesh. Tickles them. It just tickles them. Like, no damage. Cavalry feels like a rubber bouncy ball, just moving around and knocking things, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do any damage. So after all this time, the Warbear Riders have 66 damage value. Which, like, these guys have 124. They're getting outvalued 2-to-1 while charging downhill at infantry as cavalry. These aren't even spears. They're just random assholes who have 32 melee attack versus 32 melee defense. So roughly it's a 50-50 shot. Even in traditional combat, it's a 50-50 shot for these guys to hit the bears. And the bears have 46 versus their 20. So even in just traditional melee, the bears should be winning, but they're spending so much time trying to charge and failing that they're actually losing health on the trade. It's abysmal. It's terrible. It's just garbage. And like, why I'm so mad is because, well, wait, what is this about? Okay, never mind. That's a different thing. Why I'm so mad is, one, they fixed it. Warhammer 2, they fixed it with the cav beta they ran, and they liked it, so they changed it to live. Cavalry was working really well at the end. A lot of meta builds for cavalry, and like, there's a debate about whether 20 stacks were ever not meta. I don't think they were meta towards the end, but that's different. But like, people can agree cav charges felt better. I mean, I just showed one performing better. But what came with the cav beta and caused a lot of problems in the community was Chariots also got benefits from charges, and then they suddenly became very good. But at least we got cav to be very good too. And now in this game, Chariots work on the charge, and they get all the way through, so they don't have the mass problems that the cavalry do for some reason. Like, the cavalry shouldn't have mass problems, but they really do. Chariots don't have those, and their charges actually work. Why? They're the most toxic part. Like, the Chariots getting buffed wasn't a good thing for Warhammer 2, it was a consequence of the good thing, which was cavalry. Not a lot of people loved that Chariots were super oppressive for a while. And then they kind of got reined in a little bit by, oh wait, cavalry! So in this game, where the cavalry isn't very good for some reason, because their charges don't work at all, and their mass is shit, the counter to Chariots isn't working, but Chariots got all the benefits that they got in the last game. It makes no sense. They took the worst part and kept it, and got rid of all the good parts of the cav changes. I don't know how, and I don't know why, I don't know how that works. Like, it's just terrible. And I hate it. I hate it so much, in case you haven't gathered that much. And this whole video, we haven't even shown fucking Charge Reflect. Like, don't get me started on Charge Reflect. I mean, I play a lot of Cathay. I like Cathay. But the reason these stupid peasant bastards are way too good is charge defense against all on a 350 anti-large unit, and then this Charge Reflection. When bracing, this unit deals additional damage against when attacking charging enemies. I'm pretty sure... Wait, are these guys the attackers? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that Anticity was telling me that, like, you still get the charge bonus. You get the charge reflection bonus even if you're still charging cavalry. Like, even if you're not braced. I think you get it. We're about to find out. But yeah, cavalry's, like, terrible. It's just terrible in this game. Which is why we saw Random Nix's crazy build with, like, the double giant warbears and the Kislev... Why Kislev is just spamming skirmish chariots all gosh darn day is because they're fucking broken. But also their natural counter, cavalry, for some reason sucks. For some reason it is abysmal. Boop. Oh, yeah. Look at that damage. Even when I wasn't braced. Just running straight into him. Let's see if I am braced. Oh, I'm still on formation attack. You don't want that. Yeah, heavy cav are just losing super hard to these peasants. Which is like, I guess they're spearmen, but like, they're getting torn apart. I don't know. All cavalry is pretty bad. And the fact they added Charge Reflect into the game while also nerfing cavalry just makes cavalry worthless. And they had a brief moment in the sun. At the end of Warhammer 2, cavalry finally got good again, and then they just sucked and died. Anyway, this is the first of a couple kind of, I guess I'll call them essay-type videos where I really look in deep at a mechanic that I think is why Game 3 feels so bad for a lot of people, and like even Legend of Total War is leaving the game for a bit. I don't know if it's like cavalry mechanics that made him leave, obviously. I think he just had a bunch of campaign issues, but like this is just in general why people are so negative on the game, is kind of talking about that. Alright, see you in a bit.